Hello there. Welcome to Effective Mind Control. Think of this. You can identify one of the millions of images you have seen in just half a second. Could you have done that if such images were not stored in your memory? Could you have spotted them, without recognizing them? Where are such images stored? How are they recognized? Science lacks even a hypothesis about this mystery. But for science, combinatorial memories can be infinite. Elimination algorithms identify patterns in such memories in milliseconds. For Abraham Thomas, an engineer, intuition is such pattern recognition. Every act of the human mind results from pattern recognition. Human creativity depends on it. Human genius derives from it. Consciousness is powered by it. Fear and anger are unleashed by it. Without intuitive pattern recognition, there would be no civilization. Only stones and ice would exist today. Is intuitive pattern recognition meaningless? Abraham Thomas realized that the brain is powered by intuition. Intuition is a pattern recognition algorithm. Intuition enables massive human memories. Intuition uses logic on these memories to yield specific answers to existential problems in 20 milliseconds. This video explains how intuition enables the brain to remember specific and minute details of innumerable incidents from the past. Intuition is an algorithm that enables complex conversations between the neural organs of the brain. A Nobel Prize was awarded for the discovery that combinatorial codes were applied for hundreds of millions of years by the olfactory system for the instant identification of odors. Combinatorial memories are stored in the axon hillocks of the 86 billion neurons in the brain. Memories of the 9/11 falling New York towers were stored as visual, auditory and emotional pixels of memories by nerve cells in the sensory regions of the cortex. Intuition instantly inhibits unrelated data to recall such integrated whole memory capsules. Recalled memories are declarative memories. The mind also has working memories, implicit memories and procedural memories. Working memories enable the focus of attention and are available only for brief periods. Implicit memories operate in subconscious regions and are not available for recall. Procedural memories directly empower the motor system to play a musical instrument, or to ride a bike. Such memories are acquired through practice and cannot be consciously recalled. But they are available as a remembered ability. Only declarative memories are available for conscious recall. Innumerable regions of the brain participate in the recall of any memory. Edvard Moser reported, in 2011, that memories are stored in different regions of the brain and that a consolidated memory develops in about 125 milliseconds. He monitored different parts of a rat's brain as it explored its neighborhood. Different lighting schemes in a single box tricked the rat into believing it was in different neighborhoods. Distinctly different memory locations became activated in the rat's brain in each visualized location. The rat instantly adjusted to a new environment indicated by a different lighting scheme by recalling a different memory from a different part of the brain. Moser discovered that each memory was an integral whole for the 125 millisecond period. When the environment changed, the brain of the rat switched the memory to recollect details of a new background. A combinatorial pattern is a precise geographic arrangement, which can be transmitted through a parallel projection of nerve fibers. Consider the messages carried by a bundle of glass fibers. If each fiber carries an individual message, the relative location of the fibers will be irrelevant. But suppose each fiber carries one pixel of a black and white picture. In this case, any change in the relative positions of the fibers between the sending and receiving ends will lose the transmitted combinatorial picture. If the objective is to transmit a combinatorial pattern, the fibers have to be projected in parallel. Parallel projections are extensively present in the nervous system. Throughout their growth, the axons of nerve cells extend and map onto specific target regions in parallel projections. Each area of the somatosensory cortex is proportionally linked to the number of nerve endings in the corresponding part of the body. Touch sensory cells in your fingertip have identical proximity relationships when they finally report touch to the cortex. Similar parallel projections exist in numerous other regions, Parallel projections are clear evidence of combinatorial communications in the nervous system. Visual receptors send signals of each pixel of light to cells in the visual cortex. Each pixel is recorded by a vertical barrel of thousands of nerve cells within a diameter of 200 to 500 microns, extending through all layers of the cortex. Each barrel is linked by a single axon which transmits that pixel to the cortex. Thousands of neurons in it act together, with connected timings, when a stimulus is received from its receptor field. These vertical barrels represent the pixel-specific component of a combinatorial pattern, which is further interpreted by other regions of the cortex. Recallable memories are called declarative memories. Such memories are generally stored in the context of geographic and emotional details. At any moment in time, you are present in a geographic context and your mind is dominated by a single group of emotions. An intuitive decision-making process selects the current emotion. If you are angry, you remember the wrongs committed by your opponent. If you are fearful, you remember the previous instances, where you failed. Your motor responses also respond to your emotions. The combinatorial geographic and emotional patterns recall your memories and control your actions. The vertical barrels in the outer layers of the cortex have access to the emotion signals from the limbic system and to the space/time relationship signals recorded by the hippocampus. These layers have both radial and parallel fibers. Radiating downwards from the cortex are millions of fibers which directly link the barrels through the thalamus to all sensory and motor functions. This link is called the specific link. The cortex also had a surface layer which runs a thick network of fibers parallel to the surface. These parallel fibers are also linked to the thalamus. The parallel link was recognized when it was discovered that stimulation of the nonspecific nuclei of the thalamus led to widespread recruiting activity in the outer layers of the cortex. The combinatorial patterns of context and the current emotion are broadcast through the nonspecific nuclei in the outer layers of the cortex. Those barrels, which recognize a specific contextual signal, fire to recall an image, or to trigger a motor response. That is how the brain remembers and acts. Only precise combinatorial reference links can recall the memories in the vast databases of the mind. The nervous system constantly monitors its current location. The hippocampus uses eye movement and head direction data as an inertial compass to chart geographic movement and position. Visual and sound information triangulate the location. These eye and ear coordinates are mapped by head direction cells, grid cells, and border cells in the regions, which were discovered to contain a neural map of the spatial environment in rats. The firing cells in the arrays lack any spatial topography in the representation. Cells lying next to each may have uncorrelated spatial firing patterns. During REM sleep, the hippocampus replays the context of significant waking experiences. LTP circuits within the organ increase synaptic strength for such links. Neuronal reverberation, where linked nerve cells fire in rhythm, record the combinatorial patterns in all the linked groups of cells. Over many sleep/wake cycles, the organ spreads associative learning to extensive regions of the nervous system. During sleep, the thalamocortical link enables the hippocampus to dispatch the combinatorial signals, which reinforce emotion memories in the vertical barrels of the cortex. Incremental learning continues several nights after memory acquisition due to the progressive recruitment of larger neuronal networks over time. Subsequently, the emotions are recognized by the barrels, which fire to recall sensory memories. Such memories can recall events in the space/time/emotion context after months and years. Thank you very much for watching this effective mind control video. When you view the brain as a pattern recognition machine, many ancient mysteries vanish. Do come back to this channel. See you next time.